Welcome back to the Aslan Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. This is the third episode in our series on gut health. In episode 1, we revealed the truth about what defines a healthy gut. In episode 2, we reset your routine with practical habits involving food, fiber, fluid, movement, and daily rhythm. Today, we renew your perspective, bringing a lifelong healthy gut strategy into focus. Because if you spent any time around social media health content lately, you know how it goes. Marketing influencers throw around terms like microbiome and leaky gut, things with prebiotic, postbiotic, probiotic propaganda, passionately promising prosperity, pushing prominently priced, poorly produced products, providing paltry proof of purposeful power or practical product proficiency, which prompts the question I hear, okay, doc, so what should I do and what should I take? I understand the question and the confusion that it spawns. Let's face it, habits are hard. Supplements seem simple. But I find that when it comes to gut health, the right combination of both produces the best outcomes. That is what we'll discuss in this episode, all intended to renew your gut health for life. I know, it's a lot to digest, so let's eat.
Welcome to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. Your host for this program is Dr. Mike Hauman, an experienced physician, a certified functional medicine provider, a certified insight coach practitioner, and a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. If you're tired of feeling stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, or stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Here's Dr. Mike.
Let's begin our renew today with an analogy. My third son and his wife recently purchased their first home. It's a wonderful place brimming with potential. The house was custom built about 50 years ago, and the wallpaper in the kitchen and living room had never been replaced. The two of them did the very difficult work of removal, repair, replacement, and restoration themselves. Their efforts have been amply rewarded as their home is just as wonderful as they are. Friend, when it comes to your gut health, the lesson to learn is just as direct. You must do the difficult work of removal, repair, replacement, and restoration. You can't simply paint over the paper with a probiotic, so to speak. You can't slap some paint on over the big hole from an old phone jack without first repairing the wall, just like you would in leaky gut. You must also replace the wall covering once you remove the old version, just as you need to do with gut irritation and inflammation. And you must restore the baseboards, the fixtures, and the switch plates before the renovation is completed, just as you must restore the quality and diversity of your microbiome to accomplish your gut renewal. All are necessary to accomplish this renewal. My friend, you can't live on highly processed, undigested food, sleep 5 hours a night, remain sedentary, stressed, and then sprinkle some probiotic fairy dust over your sugar bomb cereal and call that gut renewal. Whoever sells you that line is a liar and a fraud. Real renewal begins with implementing meaningful gut supportive habits. Only then can wisely selected supplements and products support the necessary work already underway. In our analogy, new paint and a wall repair compound are necessary products used to achieve the desired restored outcome. But they must be applied correctly to a properly prepared system, or a disappointing result is inevitable. We've covered gut supportive habits in the last 2 podcasts, so today we'll review compounds and products to see how they fit into your overall gut renewal plan. I've included my favorites in the Aslan Health Gut Renewal Protocol with a link in today's show notes if you're interested. First, a few barrier supportive nutrients. Glutamine, zinc, omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenols, nutraceuticals like quercetin, curcumin, and aloe vera. Can these be helpful? Yes, sometimes. Glutamine is a key fuel source for the cell lining and intestinal wall, and as a result, it can support barrier function. Zinc is important for epithelial repair and tight junction function, which can reduce the leaky gut component of leaky gut, though high-dose chronic zinc use has the potential to cause issues with copper deficiency. Omega-3 fatty acids, those found in fish oil, for example, may support a less inflammatory mucosal environment and improve cell membrane integrity. Polyphenol-rich foods such as berries, grapes, tea, and cocoa, they can support microbial populations and provide barrier-related benefits as well. And then we get to the more glamorous names like berberine and quercetin, curcumin and aloe vera. These compounds are interesting. Some have antimicrobial effects, some have barrier-related or anti-inflammatory effects, and some may influence cellular signaling. But an interesting finding in a lab is not the same thing as appropriate and effective in your body. So berberine, for example, can interact with a number of common medications. Quercetin is useful, but long-term safety at high doses hasn't been established. Curcumin is generally well tolerated as an anti-inflammatory, but it still deserves caution in those with certain medications or if bleeding risk is a consideration. Aloe vera, for example, is frequently marketed for gut health purposes. However, unprocessed aloe vera can cause diarrhea, electrolyte imbalances, cramping, and other unwanted side effects. So do not assume that every plant product is safe to consume because it's natural and it grows in the ground. Friend, poison ivy and hemlock are also plants, but please do not ingest them. Here at Aslan Health, it's understood that God is always watching what we do. My recommendations are a product of my experience and exceptional research, which is distilled through the cardinal rule of medicine, the foundational tenet of medical bioethics stemming from the Hippocratic Oath. Physician, first, do no harm. Friend, just because a supplement is sold in a beautiful bottle with a leaf on the label stating that it's all natural, that does not mean that it is chemically pure, clinically appropriate, or even safe for you to put into your body. Please be wise and use discernment. Talk with a clinician who knows your history, diagnoses, medications, and risk factors. With that said, let's move along to the hot and ever-escalating topic of probiotics. Probiotics are live microorganisms that confer health benefits to the host when administered in adequate amounts. Most probiotics sold in stores do not fit that definition. They are not live microorganisms, so it's like planting ground up parts of an apple seed expecting to grow a whole apple orchard. Modern marketing often treats probiotics as a single magical category. That is not true or helpful. Think of the category dogs, for example. Not all dogs are the same. Many varieties and many various skills and abilities are found in the different breeds. With probiotics, some strains have better evidence than others for certain symptoms or settings. Just like some breeds of dogs are better as work dogs, for example. Some people feel better with the use of probiotics, while others feel more bloated, more gassy, or no different at all. Importantly, not all probiotics do the same thing. Not all survive equally well in the digestive tract, and not every fermented food or yogurt with live active cultures is equivalent to a clinically studied probiotic intervention. An essential, rarely mentioned key is that probiotic effects are strain-specific, just like dogs, breed-specific, just like people. We each have a specific set of skills and abilities in the jobs that we do and the work that we perform. Specificity matters. So, if you use a probiotic, think like a clinician. Choose a strain that's been studied for the GI issue that you are seeking to address. Use it consistently for several months. Give it an honest trial. Watch for and document your response. Do not take 4 kinds at once and then wonder which one helped. That's not data. That's gastrointestinal roulette. Certainly, there are some who should be very cautious: the vulnerable populations, infants, the immunocompromised or critically ill, as well as those with a central IV line. This is one reason why I'm not a fan of casual supplement experimentation by the inexperienced. What is harmless for one person may be very dangerous for another. Okay, so what are prebiotics? Think of them as compounds that act as food or fertilizer, which can promote the growth and health of beneficial microbes in your intestines. These often include fermentable fiber and related compounds. They support beneficial bacteria and the production of short-chain fatty acids, such as butyrate, which is one of the short-chain fatty acids produced when certain gut microbes ferment fiber and resistant starches. Why is that important? Because butyrate supports the cell lining of your colon. It improves gut barrier integrity, mucus production, and other various aspects of immune regulation. That's a good thing for GI renewal. A natural long-term approach is to create optimal conditions that support butyrate production through fiber variety, resistant tolerated starches, and a healthier microbial environment. It is a diet with enough plant diversity, providing your microbiome with the necessary materials to work with. This is one of those places where your parents' encouragement to eat your vegetables has validity. At times, I also do recommend butyrate as a supplement, either in a capsule or as an oil. Speaking of oil, what about peppermint oil? Well, peppermint oil or peppermint leaf is one of the better studied herbal tools in all of GI care, especially when abdominal pain, cramping, and irritable bowel-like symptoms are part of the presentation. It appears to help in part by relaxing smooth muscle and modulating internal sensitivity. That can be very useful for those with IBS symptoms, and spoiler alert, we'll get to that more in our next podcast series. But for now, let's step back from supplements and continue with overall gut renewal. Renewal of gut health is not just habitual, nutritional, or supplemental, it's also relational. Your gut is in intimate connection in relationship with your brain, your daily routine, your sleep, your stress physiology, and your pace of life. The gut-brain connection is the reason that your stomach tightens when you're anxious, your appetite vanishes when you grieve, and your bowels slow when you travel or live under tension. Your brain talks to your gut, and your gut talks back. The conversation is a constant concert of communication. For this reason, true gut renewal must include care for your nervous system. You may benefit from slower mornings, less frantic eating, healthy personal boundaries, better sleep rhythm, purposeful prayerful pauses, and parasympathetic peace. Simply stated, less living in perpetual physiological state of emergency. Some of you are trying to heal a stressed gut inside a chronically overactivated life. That's very difficult, if not impossible, to accomplish. So let's talk about the long game. What should gut health renewal look like? It's listening to the signals your body is sending, learning how your body responds to what you consume, and paying attention to your system's reaction to food. It's building a consistent whole food eating pattern, using fiber wisely, hydrating sufficiently, moving regularly, being purposefully slower and calmer at mealtime. It is selectively and intentionally adding quality supplementation, observing your body's responses and patterns to each product. And it is the wisdom and humility to seek professional care when your symptoms deserve professional evaluation. That is renewal. It is not a miracle in a moment or Shazam in a supplement. It will, however, produce steady fruit from your better, wiser rhythms. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." Those verses apply here. Trust your Creator and the way that he has made you. Because our current health culture tempts us to lean on our own understanding all the time, to chase every trend or fear every symptom, to self-diagnose with confidence, arrogance, and ignorance all at the same time. My friend, I do not want you to suffer as did Jehoshaphat's son. Jehoram was the king of Judah as recorded in 2 Chronicles chapter 21, 18 and 19, where it said of him, "The Lord struck him in his bowels with an incurable disease. In the course of time, at the end of 2 years, his bowels came out because of the disease, and he died in great agony. His people made no fire in his honor." What a tragic and terrible legacy. But a redeemed person, a renewed person, learns to combine wisdom, truth, humility, and trust. When you do what you can faithfully as a good steward, you replace hype with truth and a haughty spirit with humility, always aware that your life and health are not held together by your tireless efforts or your personal perfection. Instead, you are sustained and sanctified in the loving hands of your Creator, who will always hold you fast. Now, let me leave you with a layered, practical renewal plan for optimal gut health. Layer 1, improve your daily food patterns. Layer 2, increase hydration and soluble fiber intake. Layer 3, be consistent with movement and sleep routines. Layer 4, intentionally provide calming nervous system care. Layer 5, add symptom-targeted supplements if appropriate. Layer 6, pursue medical evaluation when warning signs or persistent symptoms warrant. This is a wiser way to live than simply buying a new probiotic from Amazon or reading the top 10 healthy gut hacks from a stranger's blog post. And do one more thing. Do not underestimate joy, peace, gratitude, and community. Your gut does not live in isolation from the rest of your life. A calmer personal world supports a calmer digestive world. It's not always perfect, but it's often very meaningful. Renewal is not only what you remove, repair, replace, and restore, as we discussed today. It is also what you cultivate. That's better food, better rhythm, better rest, better habits, and more peace. My friend, that is the long game for sustainable gut health. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman with the Aslan Health Podcast. I genuinely want to thank you for joining me through this series on gut health. We will carry it forward with deeper insights into specific GI issues in the episodes to come. So stay connected and subscribe to the free weekly Aslan Health newsletter for much, much more. Until next time, may our Lord bless you with his presence and power, providing discernment to reject the world's hype, wisdom to build faithful habits, and a pervasive peace as you learn to care for the body that he has entrusted to you. His blessings to you, my friend.